All right, thanks, Tim. So, yeah, my name is Matthew Forrest. I want to talk to you guys about making dreams come true through real estate, from first homes to dream homes. Let's make it happen. The adventure to your new home starts right here. And so a little bit about me. I was born and raised here in Southern Oregon. I was actually born in Ashland. Grew up in Ashland, graduated from Ashland High School in 2002. And I've lived in the Rogue Valley for about 37 or 38 years. I did do a quick stint in Bend and lived in Eugene for a little bit, but I'm a lifelong Oregonian, and I love Oregon. I love the great outdoors. I'm an avid archer, avid bowhunter, fisherman. In my free time, you can usually find me out in the woods or the outdoors somewhere. You know how there's like dads who make their kids play baseball, right? I had a buddy, and after school every day, we'd go to his house and his dad would make him do batting practice like every day. Well, my dad was like that, but we'd be like chasing deer in the woods or hiking or fishing for trout. So also I'm a big Star Wars fan, Lord of the Rings fan. So here are just some photos of me. This is me and my bow hunting buddy, Alec. He actually taught me how to call for elk, which is pretty cool. This is me and my husky, Misha. She passed away in November. And this is just a cool picture of Mount Ashland and Ashland, I thought. This is me and my mom and my stepdad. This is me and my dad. This one's for you, Tim. So, but we're actually at AT&T Park on the field, which is really cool. And then this is me helping some first-time home buyers. My friend Annie helped her buy her first home during COVID. Obviously, we got masks on. And then these are some other first-time home buyers that I helped out, a good buddy of mine, Eric. This is me with Jeffrey Nagel in the Ashland Business Connections chapter. This is probably like 7 years ago when I was the chapter president. And I bet some of you new members don't know what these are. We could talk about that later. And then this is me as a brand new insurance agent at Farmers Insurance. This is like 10 years ago, guys. Yeah, it's crazy. So, yeah, it's a little bit about me, but why I love doing what I do is, I talk about it. I really look at myself like a consultant. So I've been in kind of high pressure sales jobs. Like when I started at Farmers, a lot of it was high pressure sales and marketing. We had to hit certain sales numbers to stay on, and to be honest, that was pretty stressful. My job kind of is sales, but not really. A lot of it more is guiding and helping people through the largest transaction of their life. Your home is potentially the biggest investment that you'll make, and I'm really just there to guide people through it. The reason why I do what I do is to transform my clients' lives. And if that is buying a home or selling a home, it doesn't matter. We are achieving the American dream of owning property. What is better than that? And that is why I do what I do, and I love it. And I have a rule in my business, and it's always do the right thing for the client, and you're always gonna know what that is, what the right decision to make is. So, why real estate? So it's more than just property, it's your home. And I take that personally for my clients. I like getting a little dirty and nasty and fighting for my folks. I find it to be a lot of fun. And I really like educating my folks on how to build wealth through real estate. It's usually the biggest purchase of your life, and that I've actually been able to kind of find my superpower in real estate, where I can really stay calm, cool, and collected when we're in big negotiations. And that's actually something that it's been coming up a lot for me with friends and stuff and in transactions. So. But it's also about milestones in life. So recently it was really cool. I just got to help some clients. They're moving here, and they actually bought a home. They're on the same street as their grandkids live on. So what is cooler than that? But maybe you're trying to do a step up home or a step down. You could be buying a vacation home or an investment property. I help with all that stuff. But first-time homebuyers, they are literally one of my favorite things to do is helping first-time homebuyers. It is so much fun. I don't mind answering the same questions over and over and over and over again. I really find it to be one of the most fulfilling parts of my job is like, actually in September, I handed keys to somebody buying their first home. It's a really cool thing. They reached out to me. They're like, hey, I wanted to talk to you about buying a home. I think I'm like a year or two out. I'm cool, let's talk about it. That was in July. I handed them keys to their house in September, and they literally cried on the back deck of this house. And it was just like, I'm like, oh my God, that's why I do what I do. So yeah, first time home buyers are a lot of fun. Or a step up or a step down property. Maybe you're sick of cleaning that 2,700 square foot home. And you're like, you know what? Cleaning a 1,500 square foot home sounds a lot better. And we can maybe sell some furniture. You know, it could be a step up. Maybe the family's growing, you need more bedrooms, but love helping out with that. And a little tip, make sure to work with a real estate pro who puts your needs above their own. Because I have heard of stories of like realtors trying to talk people into buying more expensive homes than what they need. So, you know, make sure you're working with somebody who really cares about your best interests. You know, buying your dream home, we all know what that's about. We all watch, probably a lot of us have watched those TV shows on HGTV. But you know, it's more about lifestyle, upgrades, when you can afford that home, or you know, something that is really overlooked. I had a friend recently ask, they were like, hey, I'm thinking about getting into real estate. I think I'd be really good at it. And I was like, cool. So you don't like time off, huh? And they were like, well, what are you talking about? But something I really want to emphasize, you know, I think I've said it to most of you in here, but I'll say it to all of you. You know, I understand all of you got 6 or 7 friends who do real estate. I totally get that. I'm not always going to be your guy. I completely understand that too. I'd love an at-bat. I'd love the opportunity to earn your business. But something that's really important to think about when you're hiring a real estate agent is a lot of times you're not making a $500,000 purchase, or you're not selling something for $500,000. And working with somebody who really understands how to manage hard conversations and hard negotiations when you are selling that thing, and it gets really tough, because there's not a lot of transactions that I do where there isn't a really difficult moment or difficult negotiation. Sometimes things get heated, and I'll be honest, with some of my clients, I see some of their worst moments. And that's part of what I do. I actually really enjoy it. It can be a lot of fun, but you got to understand how to like give people a break, make sure to be delicate around certain conversations, but also be hard and honest. But that's something that you're not always going to get with certain real estate agents. So I want to throw that out there. That's a big part of what I do. And within that, you know, we got to know the market. We got to know when, like I was talking about before, we got to know when to hold firm if we're selling a home, know how to get a seller down to their bottom line, know when to ask for more money off on a house, know when we probably can't. I've gone up against a lot of multiple offers. We're seeing a lot of multiple offers in this market right now. And that's from the $400,000 range all the way to the $600,000 or $700,000 range. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of surprising, but when you have a client making an offer on a $650,000 home and they're like, we got 5 offers. And you're like, oh wow, shoot, this is gonna get competitive really quick. And usually what I'll do in that situation is I'm gonna ask my client straight out, hey, how bad do you want this house? Because I'll try to get it for you, but we might not be able to get it. So there's a little bit more on negotiations. Who holds the most power in a negotiation? The one who's willing to walk away. So that's usually number 1 rule in negotiating. At the end of the day, I'm really a consultant. My job is to help people make the best possible decision for themselves and their families, whether they're buying their first home, upgrading to a dream space, or navigating the sale of a long-time property. I'm here to simplify the process, protect their interests, and provide honest, informed advice every step of the way. So that's it, guys.